Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Jyotish Astrology True. Today I will be talking about my Ketu Mahadasha. Ketu Mahadasha is a time period when the person goes through severe troubles and problems. But as I have mentioned in my previous videos, the most troubling time of my life was my Shani Mahadasha, which was in my childhood, and I suffered a lot. In 2008, when I was around 30 years old, my Ketu Mahadasha started. It is said that Ketu Mahadasha gives separation from the place where the person currently stays. So when this dasha started, my husband's boss offered him a house to stay. My husband was ready to take up this house. So after a lot of thinking, we decided to shift. As we saw the house, it was in a very isolated place, in a ground floor, in a corner, and there were no neighbors. And also, this house was in a building locality where all government employees were there, and we were only private employee, and so no one would come and talk with us. We were very isolated. No one was ready to play with my child. My child also became very isolated. We did not have any invitation for birthday celebration or festival celebration. We had to spend our time sitting in the house locked up. Our neighbors and colony people hated us, as we were not part of the government employees. This all led to me getting severe anxiety, depression, panic attacks. For 3 years, I could not go out. That is from the year 2008, 2009, and 2010. I was locked up in the house. I had no social circle, no friends, no outing. I was so much anxious that I could not go out to check on my child who was playing in the building compound. Sometimes the other children used to beat him up, push him from his bicycle, and he would get hurt. But I had severe agoraphobia and I could not venture out. Slowly, I started going for weekend classes. Initially, I learned tarot, then I learned astrology, then pranic healing. I started going deep into meditation and I learned many higher level of meditations. I also learned Reiki. So I started researching online about all this subject more and more. Since I was isolated and had no social life, my day will be spent on researching online more about astrology, more about Jyotish, tarot, and healing. There was no source of income. Also, one of my property which I was supposed to get as inheritance was grabbed by my mother and my sibling. So there was a fight among us. My own sibling denied to accept me. He will say, I don't know who you are. They had intention of grabbing my property. So I cut off from my sibling and my mother. Ketu in the 4th house with moon made me totally detached from my mother during that Ketu period. For 3 years I was not in touch with my mother. Since my mother was not ready to give me my property, I decided to buy another property and invest in it. I sold my gold and I got 10 lakh rupees. And with that I purchased a house. Very soon we came to know the house is under litigation and there are court cases. This was a fraudulent property. We had to file a court case. The court case is still going on after 15 years. We have spent a lot of money on the court case and went through lot of trouble by attending the court cases in a distant remote area. My mother and brother came to know about it, but instead of being concerned, they were laughing on me. They found it very good that I am suffering. So, during Ketu period, I lost most of my gold. There was court case on me. I was detached from my mother. I was socially isolated. I was living in an area where no one was talking to us, and we were living in a very dark, isolated, broken house full of cracks, full of lizards, cockroaches, water seeping in during the monsoon season, and moss algae on the wall. Since I was so much trouble, in the year 2011, I joined a NGO and looked for job. There was a part-time job teaching the slum kids. So I joined the NGO. There I was troubled more. My colleagues used to insult and humiliate me. They sidelined me. They will go for lunch but will not invite me. I used to sit alone in the corner and eat my own food and get up and go home to an isolated home where no one was interested in talking with me. In year 2013, during the appraisal period, my boss shut the door. She started yelling and screaming on me. She humiliated me. I was forced to resign. I left that job. That was the period of Ketu's last phase and Shani Daya along with it. It is also called the sting in the tail of Ketu. During that period, I lost my job. I became very suicidal and depressed. I had planned to kill myself. But due to some reason and by thinking about my son, I did not kill myself. From 2011 to 2013, I was humiliated at that workplace. I had gone and visited a psychiatrist also. He was a male psychiatrist. He used to touch me inappropriately. I had stopped going to him. He added me on social media websites. After that, he used to start conversation with me. We became friendly on WhatsApp and other social media sites. As I was lonely and depressed, I got attracted towards him. He was emotionally manipulating me and wanted a sexual relationship. But I was severely depressed and not interested in that. I used to casually chat with him. The chatting went on for many years, but I never go and meet him. By 2020, I was severely bored and did not like to chat with him any longer. So I blocked him everywhere and discontinued conversation with him. I think this relationship was a past life karmic relation because that is the reason that all through Ketu Dasha I was in touch with him. And as the Dasha got over, the friendship ended. So by end of Ketu Mahadasha, I was jobless, I felt humiliated, there was court cases on me, there was property disputes, my mother and siblings had cut me off, and since they brainwashed the relatives against me, the relatives also cut me off. I was very depressed and I saw no hope in anything. Due to the psychiatric meditations which I had been taking, I developed skin diseases. Thus, you can see how true it is that Ketu gives one obstacles, separation, isolation, mental and physical health issues. Though it also brought me closer to the occult world, but on a material world, it totally sabotaged my life. Please let me know in comment section what are your points of view about this. Do like and share my videos. Do subscribe to my channel. Next,